Hello, my gentle spirits. This is Mika from Single to Mrs. Today, we are going green, guys. I am giving you the go. God has given me the go to talk about the American man. And I'm so excited about this, guys, today because you see my green earrings and my green headband and my green scarf and my green sweater. So even if you like green and you don't like my video, I want you to hit a like for green. Well, anyway, this is for my men today, specifically, guys, but my women need to listen as well. But today, like I said, we're talking about the American man. And this is so important because the man in the household is so important. And I'm talking about the American man, guys, because years ago, I met a man. He was living in a shelter with himself and his two sons, and how it isn't so important to have a man in your household. But I want you to realize too what men go through out there, and how our men, they are not perfect. They thrive. They are single parents as well. So anyway, I met this man in the shelter. I was volunteering there, and he had two sons. And I wanted to hear his story one day because he wasn't the typical man to me. He was the definitely the American man. And so if you get my drift, and I'm not going to get into detail with that. But anyway, so I approached him, and I had been working with his sons. I was the volunteer for like the homework with the kids and stuff like that. So I was asking the father, I said, how did you get to this point? How did you get here? And so he was sharing with me, he said, Miss Mika, he said, I was the American man. I was living the American dream. I had the best job. I had the top job, and I had the wife. I had the home. I had like the white picket fence. I had the nice vehicles. And he said, one day I came home and he said, my wife left. And guys, people don't understand how a two-parent home and how having your significant other is so important. And so that's why if you ever have gone to school and you ever have heard about Romeo and Juliet, and that's why God had Eve, guys, because it's always important to have that rib with you, that significant other with you to grow and to prosper. And he was telling me, how, everything just halted, everything just stopped the day that she left, and how he ended up being a single father, and how he was tired, and how, the weight of trying to juggle the kids, trying to juggle his job, it became too much. And so he lost it all. And so he had to find somewhere, try to get a roof over his head for him and his children. So they ended up at the shelter, guys. And so I'm telling you all out there, be careful what you're doing out there, be mindful of the lives that you affect. And I'm talking about because, guys, it's not always about the mother and the father, it's also about the children. And that's how, you know, even in the military, it's not taken into perspective about the woman and the home and being left with the children, and the men go off to war, go off to fight, or go off to other countries. It is so important to everybody to come full circle. So we should be in a time where pushing to keep you together is important. Pushing to keep mommy and daddy together is important. But you don't have to deal with abuse. You don't have to deal with physical abuse, mental abuse, and all of that, verbal abuse. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just staying together, coming together. Communication is everything, especially in a relationship, in a marriage. And you have to be careful of, who you tell certain things to, because everybody does not have your best intention at hand. And guys, it just has been a blessing to me, like I said, to be able to go from a single mother to a married woman now, where I have my partner who helps me with my children, and like I said, and do not feel like a failure if you are a single parent, because single parents are strong too. But we just need people to come into our lives that can give us that full circle, that give us that comfort, that give us that guidance, and who are good people, not only to us, but for our children, and who are safe people for the both of us as well. But I had to talk about the American man today, guys, because like I said, you can be the top dog, you can be the underdog. You just never know. So you have to be mindful and thoughtful of where you are going in your lifetime and what you are doing and the people that you come encounter with, because you never know when you could be in a shelter with your children, or you could think that you got it going on. And that's why I keep telling y'all that prayer and God is number one. God is first in your marriage and in your life. Maybe if things was a little different and he had God in his life at the time, then he could have seen things a little bit differently. Him and his wife could have come together, and maybe the day that she walked out, she would have turned back and has had a second thought of, why would I leave my children? Why would I leave my husband? Let me talk to him. So, like I said, the head of the household, the man is just, and the American man is important. Very, very important, guys. And I had to share that because it's a lot of you going out there today that's going through the same thing. And I just want you to take a minute, not to just think for yourself, to think about your significant other, to think about your children, and just say that you don't want to put them through that. All right. I love you all. God bless you all. Happy Saturday. If you don't like my video, just like that I'm wearing green. If you're a green person, if your color is green, because I got it going on today. I thank you. I appreciate you. Always remember, be kind, be thoughtful, know your worth, and be patient out here right now, guys. And just know that you are loved, you are appreciated, and there's someone out there for you. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.